I know how difficult it can be, and I've struggled with this myself, keeping Legos clean, especially if you live in a dusty environment where just dust collects and you have no way of really controlling that. There are some places especially on the West Coast, that do have an air filter system that does limit the amount of dust, but more on that later on. But dust can accumulate if you're not taken care of on your Legos, and sometimes it can be detrimental and deteriorate Legos. Not all the time, but sometimes. But there's a way that you can take care of it and avoid it, and that's what I'm here to talk to you about. I decided recently that it was time to solve that very issue and take care of it with a couple of my older sets that needed a good cleaning. And so I'm going to share the 3 tips that I used to do just that. Coming right up. Alright, my first tip that I like to use, or have started using, is a brush like this. This belongs to a vacuum, but it works like a brush. But if you do connect it to the vacuum, and it does come on most modern vacuums, maybe other than the Dust Buster, but any modern, decently affordable vacuum has this and a set of 3 of accessories. It's always been the one that, growing up, I never knew what to use this for. Now I know, cleaning Legos. But anyway, I digress. You use it like a brush. You can also use any other soft brush. Makeup brushes, paint brushes, as long as they're soft, they wouldn't damage your Lego and would do a pretty good job getting it clean. If you add that extra sucking power of a vacuum, it does pull up just a little bit more dust and dirt, and does a little bit better of a job. This, especially the vacuum tip right here, combined with the other 3 or 4 tips, do a pretty good job at getting your Legos, like 90% clean. Like they don't damage. This is really good against windscreens. It's not too abrasive against stickers. Using a soft brush. I used to use a toothbrush, which is so tedious. But using a vacuum combined with this brush saves you so much time. Definitely a good. My next tip that I use is this air duster. I've used it when I've cleaned out computers. It's very good for that. It would come with a straw. I lost my straw, unfortunately, but it does a good job. You just want to keep it a little bit far, like about a half an inch to an inch away from your Lego, especially on any sticker pieces. You don't want the spray getting too much on that adhesive. So like that. It does get cold, so beware of that. It does say do not shake. Just does a really good job getting in between the cracks. You don't have to take apart your Lego sets like the vacuum duster. Although on the vacuum I would remove those. You can just kind of get into areas that a brush and vacuum cannot get, and they just do a really good job. If you're liking these tips so far, don't forget to leave a like for me. It really helps me out, and I super duperly appreciate it. And let's get on to the bonus tip. This is an air filter that goes in an HVAC system. If you live on the West Coast, you probably change these out, or your parents do, one of the two. But this is a good tip for keeping your Legos clean. It actually keeps them clean. I've been in this place for 1.5 years, and none of my sets have really had any dust that I need to take out. Anything that I currently have had built. At least if they were dusty before, they stayed dusty. This removes any dust out of the air and flushes it out or something like that. But if you want to change this every 2 to 3 months to keep your area clean, which means less dust and almost no dust on your Lego sets. My last thing that I do is a wet microfiber cloth like this that I got with my glasses. But you can pick up a pack of these pretty much for pretty cheap off Amazon or really anywhere. And what I use it for is just moisten it, and then it picks up and has the dust stick to it, and you just rub it around where you've cleaned to pick up any last remaining dust, kind of finishing the job, if you will. It does a really good job on windscreens and any of the tile pieces that would get nice and smudgy. It helps remove those smudges if you care about that. Go ahead and give these tips a try. Let me know how they go for you. Drop a comment down below which one was your favorite. And if you're new here, consider subscribing for more content just like this. I actually made a video about the waterboarding method, which is basically soaking your Legos in water, but more on that in the video right on the end screen here for you. 1x1 never gets dusty, but it has this weird blinking light. Check it out for me.